Well, good afternoon, and appreciate you all being here. This is a day we've looked forward to for a long time, and we've been anticipating this summer here now for almost a year. When we announced last August that DBU baseball would be joining the Pac-12, today felt like a long way off, but really July 1 is right around the corner, so we're looking to an exciting summer. July 1 marks the day where we officially become a member of one of the most storied intercollegiate athletic conferences in history. And with today, with that moment in sight, we get to pause, celebrate what that means, hear from Coach Heef, and thank the people who made it possible. And on that note, I'd like to thank, first of all, our president, Dr. Wright, and the board for their visionary and supportive leadership. They didn't waver when this possibility came up. They were totally supportive of it and championed it, and so we thank them for their support. But we also thank Pac-12 Commissioner Teresa Gould, Drew Seidenberger, their Chief of Staff, everybody there at the conference office who has been helpful in this transition. We want to thank them as well. They've been awesome to work with. And but really this day, this July 1 date, has been decades in the making, going back to our NAI days, but specifically, for 2 decades, Coach Heef, Dan Heefner next to me, has really led this program with a high level of distinction and excellence that warrants the moment. From our early years at Division I to where we stand today, Dan's done an incredible job of building a perennial Division I baseball team, but he's done it the right way. He's done it with integrity. He's done it with guys that fit our mission, but most importantly, he's done it in service of our mission to create Christ-centered servant leaders. And so we're incredibly grateful for Dan and his leadership. This program is what it is in large part because of Dan Heefner, and a moment like this doesn't happen without him. So we're grateful for Heef, and we're going to hear from him in a second. But I will say, that this moment, the Pac-12 opportunity for DBU is never just about baseball. It never is at DBU. We believe that athletics is a platform for us to honor God and glorify Him. And so this moment awards us the opportunity to do it on a national stage. And so we expect to win. We're planning to win. But the mission of why we're going to win and compete doesn't change. It's to honor God and give Him all the glory. And so, Heef, with that, any opening comments?
Well, I think you nailed it. We have so much to be grateful for. All the people that helped make this possible, the administration, the Pac-12. My mind immediately goes to all the former players and coaches and just what they've done to get us to the point where we could be. And like you said, one of the premier conferences in the country. Couldn't be more excited about it. What the guys have done in the past, but what this does for us for the future is really exciting.
Dan, we'll start right there. You talked about just the journey. I think back to this program, NAI days, but independent. You worked for so many years, 1 year in the WAC, and then you're in the Missouri Valley Conference, Conference USA. But to now be in what you figured to be one of the perennial top conferences in the country, how do you just take for a moment just to put all that into perspective? And how would you say that, what does this moment mean to you?
Yeah, I think my mind goes back to, like you said, the independent days. In the beginning, when we first transitioned to Division I, playing as an independent, on the road all the time. My mind goes to those players, those coaches, even specific games that were kind of turning points in the history of the program. And it just makes it even more satisfying to be in a position now. Those guys put us in a position now to be in one of the best conferences in the country and to have a facility as well that allows us to play against this type of competition and be in this environment. It's extremely satisfying and exciting to think about where we've come from, but now the opportunity that this provides our program to even build and do more than we've ever done before.
Matt, the Pac-12 is one of the most recognizable brands in all of college athletics. From a pure name recognition standpoint, what does it mean to have this brand tied to DBU baseball?
Yeah, the Pac-12, for starters, it's the organization's been around for over 100 years. So whenever you have an organization with that amount of history, I think from an administrative perspective, you find a lot of comfort and excitement in that, knowing that they've continued to stand the test of time. But I think even more from a name recognition standpoint, the quality of ball clubs that we're going to be matched up against is what is really appealing to us about it. Certainly it's the first time that DBU has been tied to a national brand, so we're proud to do that in athletics and through the sport of baseball. But you look up and down the list of the teams that are in this league, they're either have been perennial powerhouses or they're building towards it. So, yeah, I think the name recognition is wonderful, but what comes with that is a great baseball that we're going to play.
Coach, to play off of that question or that answer from Matt, we look at the teams in the league, especially DBU and Oregon State, two of the best programs in the country. Look at those winning percentages since 2015, two of the top 4 marks in the nation. How do you expect DBU to play in this league?
Well, our goal is to compete for championships every year, which gets harder and harder as the competition gets better. Then we've got to up our game as well. But like you said, Oregon State is obviously one of the premier programs in the country. But the thing we're excited about the Pac is every team is solid. Like every single one of them has a very solid baseball program. Their schools are investing in baseball to help them be successful. We truly feel like it's a league that can get multiple teams in the NCAA tournament. You know, our goal and the same as every other team in that league is to be an at-large team and even to be able to host, because that's what puts you in the best position to, continue on in the NCAA tournament. So couldn't be more excited for the quality of the programs in the league, the investment of those schools are making into baseball, and the competition that's going to help us become even better than we've been before.
Dan, the Pac-12 is essentially being rebuilt and reimagined right now, and DBU gets to be a part of that new chapter that they're writing. What does it mean to you to not just join a conference, but join a conference and shape what it becomes?
Yeah, that's exciting for us. I think that's what we've always felt like we've done here at DBU, has been part of building something. And it's always been building it here at DBU, starting off as an independent, transitioning from Division I, being an independent, turning the program into a team that is competing in regionals on a year in and year out basis, competing for Omaha. And now, it's exciting to be a part of a new league, and a league that, as Matt said, is traditionally one of the premier baseball conferences in the country. And we feel like there's the teams, the programs, the administrations to get it back to that exact same level and maybe even better.
Matt, this is a big deal, not just for DBU, but I would say just for Dallas in general. I mean, college baseball, Pac-12 baseball, kind of in the backyard now of Dallas. How do you hope that just the area responds to Pac-12 baseball now here at DBU?
I mean, Dallas is a premier place to be for sports fans. I mean, we see it right now with the FIFA World Cup, and this is sports central. And so for us, we hear that adage, the best kept secret in Dallas. Well, we don't like that. We don't want to be a secret anymore. We set record attendance this year, but we're not even close to capacity. So, I think there's phenomenal opportunities for us in the city of Dallas to be the home for college baseball fans. We are the only college baseball team in Dallas, and so and Heath mentioned it earlier, but we have a premier ballpark as well. Great fan environment, great for families. We really feel like we can be a baseball town, and this is a program. These guys, you're not only close to sports fans, but these are great athletes. And so for anybody that's in Dallas that's a baseball fan, you wouldn't want to go and watch any baseball anywhere else. I mean, really, you could go to Arlington and watch the Rangers, but save 20 miles and come to Horner Ballpark and watch DBU baseball. It's the highest quality, the highest caliber of college baseball. And so we do really feel that we have a great opportunity here, and grateful that the Pac-12 came out west, and we'll go down south to play Texas State as well. So there's great baseball in Texas, but especially here in Dallas.
Coach Heefner, on the recruiting side, how do you feel like being in the Pac-12 impacts your recruiting conversations starting today? And do you feel like this opens more doors for the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I'd actually say it definitely opens more doors, and it started before today. As soon as the announcement was made back in August of last year, we saw a noticeable difference. In the recruits we were talking to at the time, there was a ton of excitement. The responses we were getting on social media. So it has definitely helped on the recruiting front. Opens up a new part of the country as well. We have gone west before. Number of great players from Arizona, including Matt Duce, and now to be able to go to the West Coast and expand our recruiting. But I think it's just the name recognition of the Pac-12. The history of that conference. What they've done in baseball, national championships, all those things. And I think people know that, recognize that, and then look at the strength of the programs that are in the league today, and recruits want to be a part of that.
Coach, another question for you. When you look at the timeline of DBU, we've talked about DBU being independent, but you look at the previous conferences, the WAC, the Missouri Valley, Conference USA, it's all about adaptation, especially in today's day and age of college athletics. What are some of the lessons you've learned, maybe even through NIL, but also through the different conference adaptations, realignments that you've learned over the years?
Yeah, I think things we've learned is, you always want to challenge yourself. If you want to be the best, you can't stay where you're at. You need a challenge. And I think that's what every single one of those opportunities has done for our program. It's challenged us and it's forced us to get better. The other thing we've learned when you're adapting, you can't just look at what everybody else is doing and say, okay, now let's go do it like that. You go into a new environment and say, you look around and see, okay, what are they doing, people who are successful? And then we have to say, okay, how do we do it here? Because every situation is unique and ours is very unique. So that's what we're going to go about going into the Pac-12. It's exciting to go to the Pac with the history of the programs, but also West Coast baseball has a different style of play. And I know not every program in the league is going to have that style of play, but it is different than what we compete against on a consistent basis. And so that'll be a new fun challenge. And it's not one where it's like, okay, now we play that style. We have a style that we play, but there will be adaptations for us to, how do we exploit that? How do we, turn it into an advantage for us? But that's the fun part, is getting a new challenge and then figuring out, okay, how are we going to make this work in our situation? And that's what we've done through the years, and it's exciting to think about doing that at this level with the Pac-12.
Coach Heefner, Horner Ballpark is a great venue for college baseball. What does a schedule featuring opponents like Oregon State do for the atmosphere and energy you're hoping to continue to build here? Yeah,
Horner Ballpark is one of the best college baseball environments in the country. The stadium's unbelievable. There's not a bad seat in the house. So, to bring in a program like Oregon State, on a year in and year out basis, and all the other ones in the league as well, it's just going to be an outstanding environment. The energy in our ballpark when we're playing good opponents, and it's a great place to watch a game. It's a family-friendly place to watch a game. So, love it when it's packed. Like Matt said, some people say it's the best kept secret. It's not a secret anymore. It's one of the best ballparks in the country, and we've been filling it up, and I think that's going to become even more, and to the point where I think we'll have to expand seating. So I think that is a legitimate thing that we're going to have to think about and be planning for as we enter the Pac-12.
Matt, brand recognition can open a lot of doors, whether it's corporate partnerships, investments in the facility, or donor excitement. How do you see the Pac-12 name elevating DBU baseball, not just on the field, but off the field as well?
Yeah, look, I think the reality is this program is something special. So when people come in contact with it, they buy in and they get excited about it. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think the Pac-12, elevates DBU baseball, but I also believe that DBU baseball elevates the Pac-12. I think when it comes to corporate sponsors, season ticket holders, donors, really the invitation is just come see what's happening here. Come see what's happening in the program. Come see our guys play. You'll notice a difference when you see DBU baseball players play the game of baseball than you will when you watch other college baseball teams. I mean, this is a top program in the country, and so it's been mentioned already before. Times change. We have to adapt, and we are doing that, and this is evidence of that. But I think for any of our fans, for the fans, the sponsors, whoever it is, this is a program you can get behind. It's an easy one to get behind. There's so many things out there vying for your attention, but this is one that truly does impact lives. Every single year we get the chance to impact between 30 and 40 young men's lives, disciple them, push them to be the very best that they can be athletically, academically. It's a very easy program to get behind, and we are excited to see how playing some of these bigger teams, bigger brand name teams, will draw folks in, because I think they'll find it's awesome. It's an awesome team to support.
Dan, as Matt talks about all those players that have come through the program, you've been in this head role since 2008. If you could say one thing today, just to those guys that have come through the program, as well as guys that are going to be joining this program this year, and future players having the opportunity to play in the Pac-12, what would that message be?
Message to the guys who've come before is just a genuine thank you. It's been an absolute honor and joy to coach you. Got tremendous memories with you guys. Our program would not be where it is today without what you have done, and the way that they went about it too. So just tremendous pride, gratitude, thankfulness for those guys who've gone before, and then I think an excitement for the guys that are going to experience it in the future. And I think what Matt said, my excitement is not just about the, what's going to happen on the field and the memories that we don't know are coming, but we know there's going to be some really special ones, and some some DBU win or find a way moments are coming that we don't even know about yet. But also it's exciting to think about just meeting those new guys and seeing the transformation that's going to take place. To see them, I think we attract a incredible player and person here at DBU, but then to see who they are when they come in, and then when you get a group of them together, a group of a bunch of really talented players who are high character, who want and have a desire to grow in their character and their faith, and you get around each other, it's true, iron sharpens iron, and it's a really fun process to be a part of. It's a special thing that's hard to describe, but then to see the end result of who they become when they leave here is the most gratifying thing about our program.